The clock ticks, a relentless metronome marking the steady erosion of possibility. Every delayed decision, every postponed action, every moment spent in the stagnant pool of not yet is a grain of sand slipping through the hourglass of your potential. Look around at the landscape of unrealized dreams, the silent monuments to intentions left unexecuted. How many brilliant ideas have withered on the vine of procrastination? How many lives, brimming with promise, have settled for the pale imitation of what could have been, all because of the paralyzing grip of waiting? We are masters of the pause, skilled architects of the deferred. We tell ourselves stories of perfect timing, of needing more information, of waiting for the stars to align. But the universe rarely presents itself on a silver platter. Opportunity is often disguised as challenge, and the perfect moment is a phantom that recedes with every tick of the clock. The great irony is that in waiting for everything to be just right, we allow the very conditions for our success to decay. Think of the innovator who holds back their groundbreaking invention, fearing criticism or failure, while the world continues to grapple with the problem their creation could solve. Imagine the artist who postpones putting brush to canvas, convinced they lack the necessary skill or inspiration, while their unique vision remains locked within the confines of their mind. These acts of waiting are not acts of prudence. They are acts of slow self-sabotage. Consider the story of Ray Kroc, a milkshake machine salesman who saw the potential in a small burger joint. He didn't wait for the perfect franchise opportunity to land in his lap. He acted decisively, recognizing a burgeoning idea and seizing the moment with unwavering conviction. His swift action transformed a local eatery into a global empire. What if he had waited? What if he had allowed doubt and hesitation to paralyze his ambition? The world would likely never have known McDonald's as it exists today. The impulse to wait often stems from fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. But inaction does not eliminate risk. It merely guarantees a different kind of failure. The failure to even try, the regret of what might have been. The comfort zone, that seemingly safe harbor of the familiar, becomes a gilded cage, trapping your potential within its comfortable confines. Think of the explorer who hesitates at the edge of the uncharted territory, meticulously planning, endlessly preparing, while others with less caution, but more decisive action, discover new lands and claim new horizons. The meticulous planner may feel secure in their preparation, but their potential for discovery diminishes with every day of delay. The prize belongs to those who dare to venture forth, even with incomplete maps. Ralph Waldo Emerson, in his profound wisdom, understood the corrosive nature of inaction. He urged a life of active engagement, of trusting one's intuition and seizing the present moment. "Do not wait for life," he wrote. "Do not wait for truth to be free, nor set sail until the wind sits fair. Do not hoard your action and your word, and do not lose yourself in the bog of the world." His words resonate with a timeless urgency, a call to break free from the inertia of waiting and to embrace the power of decisive action. Your potential is not a dormant seed that will magically sprout in some distant, perfect future. It is a vibrant living force that requires immediate cultivation. Every day you wait is a day the soil hardens, the sunlight fades, and the chances of that seed ever blossoming diminish. The time to plant is now, in the imperfect conditions of today, with the tools you have at hand. Consider the entrepreneur with a brilliant business idea who waits for the perfect funding, the perfect team, the perfect market conditions. While they wait, competitors with less perfect plans but more decisive action, enter the market, seize opportunities, and build momentum. The perfect moment rarely arrives fully formed. It is often created through bold action and unwavering commitment. The habit of waiting can become deeply ingrained, a comfortable procrastination that shields us from the perceived risks of action. We become adept at finding reasons to delay, at constructing elaborate justifications for our inaction. But these justifications are often just thinly veiled excuses, masking an underlying fear of stepping outside our comfort zone. Think of the athlete who endlessly trains, perfecting their technique, but never enters the arena to compete. All their preparation, all their potential remains untested, unfulfilled. The true measure of their ability is not in their flawless practice, but in their willingness to step into the arena and face the challenges of real competition. Decisive action, on the other hand, is a powerful catalyst. It generates momentum, clarifies vision, and attracts opportunities. Even if the initial action is imperfect, it provides valuable feedback, allowing for course correction and refinement. Waiting, by contrast, yields nothing but stagnation and the gnawing anxiety of unfulfilled potential. Consider the story of Colonel Sanders, who, after being retired and seemingly past his prime, didn't wait for opportunity to knock. He took his fried chicken recipe door to door, facing countless rejections, before finally finding success. His decisive action, his refusal to accept a passive fate, transformed his later years into a period of remarkable achievement. The world is not waiting for you to be perfect, for all the conditions to be ideal. It is waiting for your contribution, for the unique talents and abilities that only you possess. Every moment you spend waiting is a moment you deny the world the benefit of your potential. Act decisively, even if you feel unprepared, even if you fear failure. The act of doing is itself a powerful form of learning and growth. Think of Leonardo da Vinci, a polymath who didn't wait for permission or perfect resources to pursue his myriad interests. He experimented, he innovated, he acted on his curiosity with relentless energy, leaving behind a legacy of unparalleled creativity and achievement. His life stands as a powerful example of the transformative power of decisive engagement with one's passions. The fear of making the wrong decision often fuels the tendency to wait. We become paralyzed by the multitude of possibilities, the potential for mistakes. But inaction is itself a decision to remain stagnant, to forfeit opportunity. The cost of inaction often far outweighs the cost of a misstep. For a misstep can be corrected, a lesson can be learned, but a missed opportunity is often lost forever. Consider the innovator who has a groundbreaking idea but hesitates to bring it to market, fearing it's not perfect. While they deliberate, a competitor with a similar but less refined product launches and captures the early adopter market. The innovators waiting allowed their potential advantage to slip away. Decisive action builds confidence. Every step taken, every challenge faced and overcome strengthens your belief in your ability to navigate the complexities of life and to achieve your goals. Waiting, on the other hand, erodes confidence, fostering a sense of helplessness and a belief that external forces control your destiny. Think of the musician who dreams of performing but waits for the perfect venue, the perfect audience, the perfect repertoire. Years pass, their skills remain hidden, their potential unheard. The decisive musician, on the other hand, seeks out every opportunity to play, honing their craft, building their confidence, and eventually attracting the audiences they once only dreamed of. The present moment is the only true currency of action. The past is gone, the future is uncertain, but now is ripe with possibility. Waiting squanders this precious resource, trading the tangible reality of the present for the elusive promise of a perfect tomorrow that may never arrive. Consider the writer who waits for inspiration to strike, for the perfect moment to sit down and write. Days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and the story remains untold. The decisive writer, however, establishes a routine, commits to the act of writing regardless of their immediate feelings, and allows inspiration to emerge from the process of creation itself. Your potential is not a finite resource to be hoarded. It is a dynamic force that grows with use. Every decisive action, every step taken towards your goals, expands your capabilities and opens new avenues of possibility. Waiting, by contrast, allows your potential to atrophy, to diminish through neglect. Think of the language learner who waits for the perfect immersion environment, the perfect tutor, the perfect moment to begin speaking. Years go by, and their fluency remains a distant dream. The decisive learner, however, starts speaking from day one, making mistakes, learning from them, and gradually building their proficiency through active engagement. The time for meticulous planning and endless preparation has its place, but it must not become a substitute for action. There is a point at which analysis becomes paralysis, where the pursuit of perfect information becomes a sophisticated form of procrastination. Trust your instincts, embrace the inherent uncertainty of the journey, and act decisively on the best information you have available now. Consider the architect who endlessly refines their blueprints, waiting for the perfect design before laying the first brick. Meanwhile, others with less detailed plans, but more decisive action, begin building, learning from the process, adapting their designs as they go, and ultimately bringing their vision to life sooner. Waiting breeds regret. The haunting question of what if can become a persistent shadow, a constant reminder of the opportunities missed, the potential unfulfilled. Decisive action, even when it leads to setbacks, offers the solace of knowing that you dared to try, that you lived your life with intention and courage. Think of the individual who harbors a secret dream for years, waiting for the right time to pursue it. That right time never seems to come, and eventually the dream fades, replaced by the quiet ache of regret. The decisive individual, however, takes steps, however small, to bring their dream closer to reality, even amidst the demands of everyday life. The power to shape your destiny lies not in your ability to wait for the perfect moment, but in your courage to act decisively in the imperfect present. Your potential is not a gift to be passively received. It is a force to be actively wielded. Stop waiting for life to happen to you. Take hold of the reins, make your decisions, and act now. The world is waiting to witness the unfolding of your unique and powerful potential. Don't keep it waiting any longer. Act decisively. Now. The habit of postponement is a subtle thief, stealing moments of possibility with the quiet assurance of a seasoned pickpocket. It doesn't announce its arrival with fanfare. It settles in like a comfortable armchair, inviting you to rest in the illusion of future action. But that rest can become a deep slumber, and the opportunities that beckoned in the present fade into the mists of what might have been. Think of the budding writer who postpones putting words on paper, waiting for the perfect surge of inspiration. Days bleed into weeks. The story remains untold, and the initial spark dims under the weight of inaction. The decisive writer, however, understands that the act of writing itself often summons inspiration, that the flow begins with the first committed word. We often cloak our waiting in the guise of prudence, of careful consideration. We meticulously weigh options, endlessly analyze potential outcomes, convinced that more time will yield a clearer path. But there comes a point where deliberation transforms into delay, where the pursuit of certainty becomes a barrier to progress. The landscape of life is rarely revealed in perfect clarity. It often requires taking a step into the fog to discern the path ahead. Consider the individual yearning for a career change, who spends months researching, networking, and attending informational sessions, but never actually submits an application. The fear of rejection, the uncertainty of a new beginning, keeps them tethered to their dissatisfaction. Decisive action, even a single application sent, injects momentum into the process and opens the door to unforeseen possibilities. The allure of waiting lies in the perceived safety it offers. By delaying action, we avoid the immediate risks of failure or discomfort. But this avoidance comes at a significant cost: the forfeiture of growth, the stagnation of potential, the quiet erosion of self-belief. True safety lies not in inaction, but in the resilience and adaptability cultivated through active engagement with life's challenges. Think of the inventor with a promising prototype, who hesitates to seek funding, fearing rejection from investors. While they wait, the technology landscape shifts, competitors emerge, and the window of opportunity begins to close. Decisive action, even facing initial setbacks, keeps the vision alive and allows for necessary adjustments and eventual success. Ralph Waldo Emerson's philosophy championed the power of the individual will, the capacity to shape one's own destiny through decisive thought and action. He cautioned against being swept along by the currents of societal expectation or the inertia of indecision. Shallow men believe in luck, believe in circumstances, he wrote. Strong men believe in cause and effect. Decisive action is the embodiment of that belief in cause and effect, the understanding that our choices directly shape our outcomes. Your potential is a wellspring that requires constant drawing upon to remain fresh and vital. Waiting allows that wellspring to stagnate, to become clouded with doubt and the sediment of unfulfilled intentions. Every decisive act is like dipping a bucket into that well, bringing forth the clear water of possibility and invigorating the source itself. Consider the artist who dreams of exhibiting their work, but waits for the right gallery, the right time, the right body of work. Years pass, their art gathers dust, unseen and unappreciated. The decisive artist, however, seeks out every opportunity to share their creations, learning from each experience, building their network, and gradually attracting the attention they deserve. The fear of imperfection is another powerful inhibitor of decisive action. We wait for our skills to be sharper, our knowledge to be more complete, our plans to be flawless. But perfection is a mirage, a constantly receding ideal. Progress is made through iteration, through learning from our mistakes and refining our approach along the way. Waiting for perfection is often just a sophisticated form of hiding from the possibility of failure. Think of the entrepreneur who delays launching their product because it's not yet perfect, endlessly tweaking features and seeking elusive improvements. Meanwhile, a less polished but functional product enters the market, gathers user feedback, and evolves based on real-world use. The pursuit of unattainable perfection can lead to missed opportunities and ultimate irrelevance. Decisive action, even when imperfect, generates momentum. It creates a positive feedback loop where small victories fuel further action and build a sense of accomplishment. Waiting, on the other hand, breeds inertia, making it increasingly difficult to overcome the initial resistance to starting. Consider the individual who wants to improve their fitness, but keeps waiting for the perfect diet plan or workout routine. Days turn into weeks, and their health goals remain unachieved. The decisive individual, however, starts with small, manageable changes, building momentum and adapting their approach as they learn what works best for them. The present moment is a fleeting gift, a window of opportunity that closes with every passing second. Waiting allows that window to shut, the potential energy of the present dissipating into the realm of lost possibilities. Decisive action seizes that gift, harnessing the power of now to shape a different future. Think of the person who has a heartfelt message to share, but waits for the right platform, the right audience, the right moment to speak. The urgency of their message may fade. The opportunity to connect may pass. The decisive communicator finds ways to share their truth now, in whatever form is available. Your potential is not a delicate flower that will wither under the slightest pressure. It is a resilient force that grows stronger through use, and even through the experience of setbacks. Waiting shields it from perceived harm, but also deprives it of the nourishment of real-world engagement. Decisive action exposes it to the elements, allowing it to develop the strength and adaptability needed to truly flourish. Think of the aspiring leader who waits for the perfect leadership role, the perfect team, the perfect circumstances to step up. Years go by, and their leadership potential remains untapped. The decisive individual, however, seeks out opportunities to lead in any capacity, learning and growing through experience, and eventually creating the opportunities they seek. Stop allowing the illusion of a perfect future to paralyze the potential of your present. The time for decisive action is not when all the stars align, but now, in the messy, imperfect reality of your life. Embrace the uncertainty, trust your capabilities, and act. For it is in the act of doing, not in the passive state of waiting, that your true potential will finally be realized. The world needs the unique contribution that only you can make. Don't let it wait any longer. Act decisively. Start now. The moments we let slip by, those stretches of not yet, and maybe later, accumulate like unseen debts, quietly diminishing the richness of the life we could be living. The vibrant possibilities that reside within you are not meant to be held captive by hesitation. They are a current yearning to flow, a force waiting to shape the world in your unique way. To keep them waiting is to deny both yourself and the world the benefit of your particular spark. Think of the dormant seed, holding within it the blueprint for a towering tree, a splash of vibrant color. But if it remains in the darkness, untouched by water and light, that potential remains just a blueprint, a silent promise never kept. Your decisive actions are the water and light for your own potential, the essential elements that allow it to break through the surface and grow into its full form. The fear of taking the wrong step is understandable, but the paralysis of inaction guarantees no steps at all. Every choice, every move forward provides information, clarifies the path, and builds the strength needed for the journey. Waiting offers only the stagnant comfort of the familiar, while the landscape of your potential remains unexplored, its treasures undiscovered. So, let the relentless ticking of the clock not be a reminder of what you're losing, but an urgent call to what you can still gain. Recognize the power held within this very moment, this unrepeatable now. The time for careful consideration has its place, but let it serve as a springboard to action, not a comfortable place to reside indefinitely. Stop waiting for the perfect conditions, the ideal moment, or the complete absence of doubt. Those elusive phantoms rarely materialize. Instead, cultivate the courage to begin, to act with the information you have, to learn and adjust along the way. Your potential is not a destination to be reached through passive waiting. It is a force that awakens and grows through active engagement with the world. The world doesn't need more observers. It needs participants, individuals willing to step into the arena, to contribute their unique talents and perspectives. Your dreams, your aspirations, the very essence of who you are, deserve the dignity of action. Don't let them fade into the quiet regret of opportunities missed. Therefore, I urge you now, listen to the quiet but persistent call of your own potential. Identify that one thing you've been putting off, that idea that keeps resurfacing, that step you've been hesitant to take. And then take it. Take it now. Let this be the moment you break free from the chains of waiting and step into the active creation of your own life. The power to shape your tomorrow lies in the decisions you make and the actions you take today. Don't wait any longer. Act decisively. Begin. Now, as you take this crucial step towards decisive action, you might find yourself considering the very foundation upon which these choices are built. What fuels this drive? What is the bedrock of our conviction? Join us next time as we delve into the power of unwavering self-belief, exploring how that fundamental force shapes our ability to act and ultimately to realize our full potential.